Hi, this is Edmund and welcome to this video. And as a matter of fact, today we have quite an interesting format. I hope that there is not too much background noise. But today I'm abroad and I'm in Vilnius, Lithuania, the city where I was born. And as a matter of fact, the flat that you see behind me is a flat where I lived for the first few years of my life. So this is quite a special location for me. It's a beautiful summer day, and I decided that even though I'm on a holiday, I'm not going to stop making those videos because I get very interesting questions from you guys, and I decided to answer at least a couple of them. And today's video is going to focus on one of them, and I think this is quite an interesting and relatable subject. So I want you to think about a situation like this. You know, you have a beautiful woman in front of you who you've just met, and she's really into you. She really likes you. She's giving you those signals, flirting with you, being very playful. And sooner or later, you start to feel it as well. You start to get those feelings, and you really like the situation. And the unfortunate thing is, she's absolutely not into you. This is just her acting in front of your camera. And she's just being professional. She's just being, this is her modeling, this is her acting for the video. And the more experience you're going to have as a videographer who's working with models, who's working with women, the more of those situations you're going to have. And I think that it's very important to recognize those situations and to know how to deal with them. And as a matter of fact, I had it a couple of times as well. So in my own terminology, I call it the Mermaid Effect. That's a simple label that I gave to this kind of psychological effect. I want to speak a little bit about the psychology of it and what happens when you are in flow and how your subconscious mind works. So basically when you're working with a beautiful woman who really knows how to be and act attractive, and when you are when you are really immersed in the process of filmmaking, you get into the flow and you actually get this tunnel vision. You forget the world around you, and you also forget that you are making a video and that this woman and model is just acting. It's just art. It's just being professional, and she's actually not into you. However, your subconscious mind, especially when you're immersed and focus on the end result, your subconscious mind doesn't know it. It picks up all the big and small signals, and you start to feel like the model is attracted to you. And so a little bit of, there are some exceptions as well, because yes, you will, sooner or later, you will actually meet women who are attracted to you and who are actually sincere in those emotions. But the rule of thumb is that normally they're not. And first of all, how to make it simple? I think that, there is time for being professional and there is time for chilling and pleasure. And when you are working with a model, whether it's a collaboration, whether it's a paid project, I think that it's important to try to minimize the feelings that you have and that you are experiencing. And I know that this can be a little bit tricky, and I know that for a lot of people who are not doing what I'm doing right now, it may seem like a best job ever. Filming beautiful women, very often, not having too many clothes on. But the reality is counterintuitive. The reality is that, very often there are a lot of emotions involved, even if you are super professional. So For a time when you're on a set, try to be as professional as possible. Even if you have a feeling that this woman, the model, is actually really into you personally. But this is for you to find out after the shoot. So for instance, if you are done working and she actually suggests like, hey, do you want to have a drink? Or do you want to eat something? Or you can suggest it as well. And after work, she's actually into you, well, that's a good news. But very often you have to be careful with that, especially when you are, like working professionally, when you are working with professional commercial models. So that's actually a very simple way to keep those things separated. So there is time for work and there is time for fun. And very often when the work is done, you just separate your ways. And if you still feel like getting a little bit in love in your model, that can be a little bit tricky. But at the same time, well, those are good emotions to have. It means that you are alive, it means that you are having fun, and that there is an amazing journey in front of you, especially when you are single. One thing I want to add is that, whether you're doing this as a hobby or whether you're doing this as a profession, this is not a dating platform. Of course, you can connect with amazing women, very attractive women. You can connect with them you can approach them on street, you can approach them in social media, on Instagram, etc. But this is not a way of dating. Of course, you can actually end up dating one of your models, but this shouldn't be your intention. Focus on your profession, focus on art, and be open-minded. And if actually you will end up having something personal with your model, well, then that's actually a very beautiful, happy ending to this story. So, Mermaid Effect, I hope that everything I shared today made sense. If you had similar experiences, make sure to post it in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for your attention. I'll see you in the next one, and greetings from the beautiful Lithuania. Thank you.